Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back again. It's been another week down. I'm like just under 4 weeks out now, so it's 4 weeks out as of yesterday. So that's really exciting. Kind of getting into the meat and potatoes of my prep. Trying to just get back on track with things and really prepare myself for the competition. You just watched some of my squatting from this week. I decided on Monday to work up to something reasonably heavy in flat shoes, just because it felt like I would just be able to kind of have a little bit less hip pain because of my hip injury that I sustained the previous week. I was just trying to be a bit more conscious of that and try and prevent any pain that I was having. So I just worked up to 405 in flat shoes. It was pretty slow. I still think I could have probably done like one more rep, so maybe an RPE 9. But yeah, it just didn't feel good, like form wise. I'm watching the video back, like my form is super jacked up, so I think I decided later on in the week to just go back to squatting in Olympic shoes, which hurts a little bit more, but it feels better in terms of my form and my strength as well. So we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow is going to be my next heavy squat day. Just try and get like something decent, maybe like 430. We'll see. I just really got to try and actually squat some semi-decent weight because if I have any hope of doing even remotely well at the meet, so there's that. But apart from that, I think everything's been going well. I also failed my top set of bench this week, which I was pretty pissed about. I tried to get 285 for a pause single, and I just wasn't able to get it. I've just been accumulating more fatigue with bench and not really managing that too well, so I'm trying to do that a bit better and just be a bit more sensible in order to regulate. The deadlifts this week are actually really good. I worked up to 465 on deficit deadlifts for a top set of 5, and then did 2 back-off sets of 5 with 405 beltless, just using straps so that I don't tear the calluses that are already on my hand even further open. I can pretty easily grip this weight without chalk or anything. So obviously chalk's banned in my gym, so I have to be pretty low-key about it, or try and use straps like whenever I can, like as in when I'm not doing my top sets, just so it doesn't become like something that I'm associated with, and then I get thrown to be kicked out more than I do already. So just trying to avoid all the distractions as much as I can. I did some pretty good pin squats this week. You can see I'm wearing Olympic shoes in this clip. It was 405, probably about an RPE 6. It was super easy. So these are feeling good. And then did 425. It's probably about 7. Super fast on the way up, which is solid, exactly what I need. And then I did a couple back-off sets of 365. I really don't like doing reps on pin squats, but these felt pretty good. No idea what the guy next to me is doing, just by the way, in case anyone's watching him. It was very confusing. He was like squatting at one point with the bar like above his traps, like holding it in the air, and I was like, wow, it's a feat of strength right there. But you can see he's Myron right here. So obviously I'm doing something right, I guess. But yeah, these feel good. I definitely just hate the reps with these because you can never get like a consistent position where the bar goes on the pins, and it can be kind of annoying. So this is my bench right here. I used a belt, which was nice. I also switched shoes again with these this week. I've been benching in flat shoes for pretty much this whole prep. But it's just, like I said, it's been difficult for me to keep my heel on the ground, and also just don't feel like I'm engaging my legs as much as I should be. I think benching with flat shoes for as long as I have been has kind of helped me just in getting in a better position when I set up for bench. And now I think I'm just going to switch back to Olympic shoes and kind of just see how that goes now for the rest of the next couple of weeks. Because I've become kind of used to flat shoes, and I think that the Olympic shoes is going to help me a little bit more just in keeping that arch tight, because that's something I've improved a lot since my last couple of meets. So that's really kind of nice. I did my 250 for 5 sets of 3 pause with my squat shoes on, and it felt great actually. So I think I'm just going to try and keep that up, see how that goes. But honestly, like I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. Try and hit some bigger numbers with my squat and bench this week. My deadlifts went really great this week, so there's nothing to kind of report in a negative way on that side. A little bit of hip soreness every now and again, like sitting in a chair right now just aggravates my hip, but when I'm standing and after I've warmed up to like train, I feel fine, so that's good. I'm sure I'll figure things out. I've still got a couple more weeks. I've just got to try and feel comfortable under the bar again when I'm squatting, which I really don't. I brought my hands back in, which feels nice. I'm just going to play around with like putting the bar kind of more back on my palm and stuff, just to really just find that comfortable position. I just finding it difficult to be locked in. I guess that makes sense considering my body weight's increasing, so kind of different things aren't like exactly the same in terms of like my back and stuff. Like I've definitely noticed that I've been gaining some muscle in my back, so it could be a reason why it feels weird like when I'm trying to find the bar position. But this is the bench I was talking about earlier, 5 sets of 3 with 250. It felt really good. There was some pretty decent pauses. Could be better, but again, you can kind of see that my heels are under my ass, whereas where I'm wearing flat shoes, they're more under my hamstrings, I guess. So it's an improvement on that front. And then this is the set of 2 with 555. Pretty fast actually. The first rep was very quick. The second rep I just kind of got a bit out of position, but that's because I'm using hex plates. This week I'm actually going down to Miami on Thursday, so I'm hopefully going to hit up a good powerlifting gym down there with one of my friends who lives down there, but I'm mostly just going to be there for a little vacation, like with my family. But I'm going to be training 3 times while I'm down there, so I'll have to find somewhere good to work out. But for the most part, it was a pretty good training week. I'll definitely keep posting the updates. Look out for the next video. Look out for the podcast. I think it's going to come out like maybe tonight or probably tomorrow. But yeah, so thank you very much for all the support so far, and I will see you in the next one.